So we have the same social coldness, but we never speak about social warmth. So I thought, wouldn't it be interesting to create this this title and this theme and this term? Because once you define the terms, you also control the dialogue about it. You control the conversation or the discourse. So that's how it came about. But it's not that we want to say we know what social warmth is. This social warmth idea is to create a platform in which artists and citizens together think what is social warmth, what kind of society do we want to live in, what kind of relationships do we want to have with the people that we live with in the same context. What is a society, what does society look like that doesn't have social warmth? It can also be dystopian. So we didn't come here with answers, we came here with many questions. Our different answers and different approaches to dealing with the whole notion of social coldness or social warmth.
Through art, it's possible to make a more personal approach. News is always a little bit with distance, and with art you have the chance to make a connection, to show more the human parts of different topics and not so much the informative parts. That could be perhaps a reason why it could be help to get some more understanding than only, okay, I have the information now, then you don't feel anything. Are we really so emancipated yet? My wish is to create some sensitivity, some consciousness about political topics, women's rights, human rights. Just to look at it a little bit more, because sometimes here in Austria, it's, oh, we are so fine, it's really good, we don't have any problems. And so this, because we are a rich country, and this doesn't help us to look at the things exactly.
A rad performance, a bike performance, it's always about being in the move with the audience. So the audience is actually participating in the whole experience, and the landscape actually becomes a stage. So you're part of it and you're moving through this landscape. This region of Berg Strudengau mit der Kirchenbaumgartenberg has a very interesting history, because recently in 2012 they built a dam, the Machland Dam. And this is actually a border between the water and the land, and it's it's protecting the people. And also lots of people moved. They left their houses was been demolished and rebuilt on the other side of the dam. So we are moving along this border, and within this European project we of course want to open the dialogue to think beyond borders, and also to question what does it mean to move out from your house or to migrate to another place. With this project we tried to especially open a dialogue within the communities and within the people living there. People told us a lot of stories about the families, about how they felt to move the houses, or how it was to rebuild the house somewhere else. And this instrument was always a very nice opener to open a dialogue, to open maybe a conversation.
Happy Meal and with what we are, I started because I think as an artist it was important for me to point it out, that the food chain was changing, but as well it had a lot of consequences on our relationship, because as I say, a lot of people now eat alone, and we lose the value of sharing food, and but as well this have a big impact on ecological impact. So all the food is packaged, and there's a lot of waste beside this production. So for me it was very important to point it out and to make people think that when you shop you need to be aware. You not take food just to fill you up. Sometimes there is a long food chain. So the project I developed in Perg is maybe the result of these other two projects. I already done it.
Social warmth is actually really talking about a very big question that is like kind of a key to certain things in our society right now, because there's a big lack somehow of social warmth. I think everything is getting in the direction of technology, of money, it's a very quick world, it's a very instant world that we are in, and this is getting faster and faster, and people do not really have the time to digest things. They, like, every time you look into Instagram, into Facebook, into whatever, you find something new. A symbol for questions of our society today. So it's related to the topic of climate change, like how we treat our planet, how will our planet survive? Will our planet survive? Do we have to kind of flee? And the idea behind this project was that Noah in the Bible, he built an ark as a boat. But today, if you would have to build an ark, it would be a spaceship and not a ship. Especially in these days, really important to have projects like this, where you meet the people where they do not expect it, where you're not like meeting only people that are already wanting to think about these things and going to certain places, but to give them the opportunity to really decide if they want to think about it or not, but to kind of confront them with issues that they might be a bit, walking around in normal life.
We all learn from each other, so it's not like we are the artists and we know better, that's why we come here. We are the artists and we are here to learn just like everybody else. So together we develop joint visions, collaborative visions, or concrete collaborative projects. And I always believe that these new relationships and new approaches will create a different kind of future, because people, once you meet, it doesn't just go away. And we create international work, working with local artists, local population. So these relationships, I'm sure, will stand, and I think we also create a platform or a window for the region to present itself. Because we have artists working with farmers, we work with chefs and restaurants here. So I think it's also a good way for the territory to represent itself to people coming from other places.